Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Hey, I'm headed to Royal Buffet today. Yeah, I've been wanting to take you guys to Royal Buffet for a while now, but yeah, I don't usually go to Royal Buffet on my own. It's too expensive. So why are we heading out there today? Well, one of my brother-in-laws has a birthday, and they said, let's go for lunch. So a number of us are going to go to lunch. Now, like I did when I did the Shiki Buffet, where I had the lunch with my daughter, I'm going to keep everybody off the camera, just like I did when I kept her off the camera. So here's how we're going to do this. All right, we're going to get to the buffet. I'll show you the buffet, show you the ins and outs of what they have in there. Then I'm just going to set the camera down on the table like I did with daughter Wright. And yeah, I'm just going to go about my business, talking to my relatives as we're having our lunch. But I'll have my microphone on, of course, and I'll be making little notes to myself as to comments that I think about the food, whatever I think about the food. And then, of course, I'll do a voiceover at that point. So, yeah, I'll give you some detailed stuff before we get there. This is probably the largest buffet in our general area. It's in Schaumburg, Illinois. So I'll put a link in the description, Royal Buffet in Schaumburg, Illinois. They have another location too. I don't remember exactly. I think they might be in Downers Grove. I'm not sure. Something like that. There's two of them. But this location used to be a former furniture store. Think about how big furniture stores are, okay? That's how big Royal Buffet is. Now, in its heyday, the place would be packed. Yeah, it would be packed. But I've been there several times since the pandemic, after the pandemic, and a lot less people now. So they usually close up certain areas of the restaurant that they don't use that area. I mean, if they opened it up for everybody, people would be scattered all over the place. It'd be very hard for the servers and everything to kind of keep track of everyone. So they kind of push everyone forward. But when there's a large enough of an event, then they'll open up those other back rooms to let people go there. So, we don't have that many people coming today, so we'll probably be in with the rest of everybody else. Anyway, yeah, this is considered a seafood buffet, so you're going to see a lot of seafood type product there, as well as, your typical other things too. So, price-wise, I will put the price in the description of the video or on a little graphic up here. I don't know offhand what it is. It is less expensive during lunch, but higher during dinner, okay? And I believe during dinner they do give you some extra things. They may have crab legs and other things like that. So I don't know how they limit it, but I'm pretty sure they limit it. Now, we've never been kicked out of this buffet. We've stayed as long as we wanted to do. I don't think they have a time limit or anything like that. And if they do, they don't mention it. And, I've gone there with many of our former church friends. We go to a different church now, but, as I was growing up, I grew up with all these people. And we would have these luncheons at Royal Buffet because we can be there as long as we want. And, of course, everyone there is Chinese, so everyone eats all the stuff. So, anyways, that's the preface to all of the things with the Royal Buffet. So hopefully you enjoy the video and get an idea of what they have. So if you want a buffet that has more things than the things we've seen in the previous buffets, yeah, this might be the one that you might want to go to. Okay. Now, final thing before we go into the restaurant, before I meet them there. You may be wondering, you're doing all these buffet things. Have you gained any weight? The answer is no. I'm actually down a pound. Yeah, so don't worry too much about it. What about the blood sugars? No, doesn't seem to affect it. I mean, it'll pop it up a little bit for that day, and then it'll come back down. So I'm fine. All right, here's Royal Buffet. All right, let's take a look at Royal Buffet here. So they essentially have the desserts on one side, and the rest of it is the buffet. So since I'm passing the desserts, I figure I'd show you some of the dessert this point. They have plates underneath, so you can see the type of desserts that they have. There's a lot of fruit. There's also ice cream behind there, and there's a lady who makes crepes, but apparently no crepes today. All right, so they got pot stickers, egg rolls, spring rolls, sesame balls, cheese rangoon, chicken wings, shrimp, French fries, forget that. Don't know what that is. There's squid. I don't know what that is too. More goodies. There's so much stuff here. It's very hard to tell what it is. That's like some beef with mushrooms, and then there's pea pods. There's ribs. There's crawfish. There's mussels. What else is here? They got blue crabs here. There's some imitation crab meat there. There's some other things. There's bamboo shoots. Don't know what that is. Some cheese mussels this time. Don't know what that one was. Some shrimp. There's some squid, fried squid this time. Not sure what the other things are. There's fish, a variety of different types of fish. You can see them all there. There's a different variety of ribs. There's more squid, different variety of that. Some more fish. Yeah, this is definitely a seafood restaurant, okay? Seafood buffet. All right, now they have some orange chicken, some beef something or other, some shrimp something or other, some green beans, some beef, and broccoli. Is that orange chicken there? I'm not sure. Okay, get around this lady here. They have soups as well. This is hot and sour soup right here. They have some other type of soup there. I'm not sure what is in there. These are some dim sum items. So they have a variety of dim sum items for you to choose from. And some notorious dim sum items that, unless you're used to it, you may not want to grab it. We'll take a look at that a little bit later, okay? All right, so let's swing around to the other side here. So here they have some salad type items, salad dressing, variety of different salad fixings. You know, we don't come here for salad. Edamame, some other odds and ends. I don't know what all this stuff is. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna grab any of that. But then they have sushi. So you can see here a lot more variety of sushi here than any of the other places we had gone to so far. And again, I'm not a big sushi person, so I won't be taking much, but I'll probably take at least one piece just to say I took a piece of sushi, okay? Now, the guys directly behind them there is the guys that are making the sushi. I kind of kept them off camera. Yeah, I don't eat the raw fish, so. And some other fixins for sushi people. Some shrimp on ice. I'm not a big seafood person on ice. I like mine's hot. Now they have a Mongolian grill here. So this is like the hibachi grill that we've seen at the two other places, but this is a bigger type of grill. It's a circular one. And you can see the fixings are a lot more here in terms of choice. Here's some of the veggies. So without doubt, there is a lot more to choose from here at Royal Buffet. Price-wise, yeah, it's a lot more expensive as well. Now they have a separate section in there. They have a bar section in there, plus also more seating in there. They have seating in the front over here. We are in the back. Okay, time for me to take some items. So I'm going to take a pot sticker, a spring roll, sesame ball, crab rangoon. There's no crab in there, it's just cream cheese. A chicken wing, a shrimp, breaded shrimp, no fries. some squid. Actually, I'm not sure. That's not squid. That's mini octopus. There you go. Let's take some beef and mushroom. Pizza? No way. Take a rib. No crawfish for me. We'll take one mussel. And we'll take blue crab. Okay, let's take a fried tofu. Okay, let's. These are the squid pieces. And again, I did not take deep fried shrimp because you have to peel it. It's too much effort. Let's take a little bit of fish to say we did it and see how their fish is. We'll also try a little bit of this fish, whatever it happens to be. And here's some squid rings. We'll take that. Squid rings, of course, are the body of the squid. Let's skip a bunch of things. I don't usually take everything, but you see that I've taken quite a bit already. We'll do an orange chicken just to say that I did it. You can see the plate is really getting full at this point. I was debating how much more I should take, but I didn't want to make a second trip. All right, here you go. You know what that is? Chicken feet. Yes, chicken feet. Some beef. And let's get some pig's feet too while we're at it. Now, some of you might call that pig trotters, right? Okay, now let's get some dim sum items. Some, some dim sum type pieces. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Okay, one more. Let's get one piece of sushi. So I'm looking for a California roll, just so it won't have the raw fish on it. Where is it? Here we go. I'll take one piece just to say I did it. All right, let's head back to the table. Now we are in the back. And even though we're in the back, we're not all the way in the back. We're in the front part of the back. You can see beyond it, there's more tables beyond there. So here's an overview of the plate. It is a lot. It is a lot. You could finish off one plate and be done with it. All right, I just got regular water. Soft drinks is $2.25, something like that, but I just got regular water. Okay, so what should we start with? All right, we'll start out with the chicken foot. I figured this will gross everybody out. No, you got to get used to it. Actually, I like it. I always do it when I come because I don't get it everywhere I go. So because I have the opportunity to do it, I do it. I've been doing it ever since I was a kid. It's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. So for those who don't indulge in something like this, I'm telling you, you're missing out. The thing is it's very soft, so you just kind of bite off a knuckle, bite off one, swish it around your mouth, and spit out the bones. I said, my job is to gross you guys out. So I'm just talking to relatives. So we have a number of relatives there. It's my brother-in-law's birthday. So I'm telling them that I've been doing quite a few buffets lately. They were surprised that I went out with daughter Wright. And it was just a couple of days ago too. It wasn't that far in the past. It was just recently. So, all right, the sushi tastes like everybody else's sushi. It's nothing, no big deal. I guess if you would have taken the better sushi, it would have been a different story. Okay, so let's try some of the dim sum items. So this is pork wrapped inside a paste, well, a dumpling skin, I should say. Yeah, it's very good. It's similar to most of the other types of dim sums that you would have gotten anywhere else. So it's good. Overall, their food is pretty decent. Now, everything that I got here is very similar to everything I've ever gotten every time I've ever come here for years. Okay, their menu doesn't really change. It's pretty much the same thing all the time, but it's pretty good. A lot of the stuff is fried, so you have to be aware of that. Again, eating some more of the dim sum type items. Shrimp hagao. And sumai also in there. So this is a piece of squid. I mean, I'm looking at this plate. I know you don't see the entire plate, you're seeing the top of it, but there's so much stuff there. There's so much stuff. So I was explaining to them that when I went to the Easter dinner recently, I'm telling them I had cracked my windshield when somebody had a rock kick up from the highway and hit the windshield. So yeah, I haven't reported in the insurance yet. I have things I've got to do for next week, so I think after the next week I will go ahead and report it in. It's about a foot long now, that crack in the windshield. Yeah, it's definitely spidering out. All right, this is a little bit of beef. This beef is a little bit tough. It's not the greatest, but it's a lot of spice on there. It's a type of seasoning that's common for Chinese cooking. So they're asking me whether the windshield could be taken in easily, or if they can come out to do it. But I told them that I have lane keep assist function, which is a camera on the windshield. So somebody's got to calibrate that camera once they install the windshield, so it could probably take a little while. So I'm going to wait till I'm done with the things that I need to do next week, and then I will report it and deal with the windshield at that point. Okay, let's try this. This is the well, actually it's the pig's feet. I was asking my sister-in-law how come there's no pig's feet for you. Okay, orange chicken. I had to do it only because I did it at the other places, so I wanted to see if it's any different. They all taste the same. Everyone does it the same way. All right, let's go ahead and try some of the fish at this point. I just wanted to find out how just a standard piece of fish tastes like from them. The last place we went to, I felt that the fish was overcooked. This is not. This is actually cooked well, and it is not fishy compared to some of the other fish I had at the other place was kind of fishy tasting. So I would say that they prepared the fish well, and the fish that they're using is pretty decent. Let's try a pot sticker. And again, I'm taking some of these things because I took it at the other places. I just wanted to see how theirs was compared to the other. And because I'm doing this comparison thing, it's forcing me to eat more things than I probably should. Because we still got that hibachi grill over there, which they call Mongolian barbecue. I want to see if that's any good in comparison to the last two that we went to. Drinking a lot of water. Now this is going to probably spike my blood sugars up a bit because there's quite a bit of carbs and stuff going on here. But again, it's temporary. It won't be every day that I do something like this, although it feels like it now lately. Okay, fall off the bone. The fish bones came off. Now fish is fine. This is the other fish now. You might notice too that I am wearing my Ultra Human ring. I was able to get that to reconnect to the app. I have a separate video about that, about how I was able to finally get it to connect up to the app. It has to do with the Bluetooth settings on your phone, okay? So if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and look for that, and some good tips about how to connect things up with, via Bluetooth. This is the fried shrimp, which is good. You know, they use panko for the breading. Okay, let's see what else they have that we can munch on. Let's do a squid ring. This one has a little bit of spice on it. So it's a little bit spicy compared to the other things I've been eating. Do the other squid ring. It's pretty good though. Yeah, overall everything is pretty good, but there's a lot of fried items if you look. I think it's just easier for them to cook it that way. All right, so here we've got some ribs. Interestingly, there's not a whole lot of chicken here. If you notice, the only thing I took that had chicken was a chicken wing. And as far as the food being offered, you don't see lots and lots and lots of chicken like the other buffets did. These ribs are kind of fall off the bone type ribs. There's not much bite to them. It just comes right off. Now a lot of people like it that way, but you know, I smoke ribs on my smokers, and competition ribs are typically has a little bit of bite to it. We don't usually cook it where it falls off the bone, but a lot of the Chinese like it when it's falling off the bone. So, all right, let's try a mussel. It's a bit garlicky for me. Okay, so just to let you know, this is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner right now that you're seeing here. So yeah, I won't be eating anything else for the rest of the day. All right, this is a piece of fried tofu, which is actually pretty good. Well, the pile is starting to come down. Some more dim sum items. This is sumai. My sister-in-law wanted to take a look at it. We were saying it's so small, she wanted to see what it was. It's very hard to tell what it was. Okay, let's do a chicken wing. Then I could say that I had a piece of chicken. And again, fried, right? But it is very good. Between the types of chicken wing, I prefer the flats. Yeah. My sister-in-law is showing me photos of her granddaughter and grandson. Okay, let's try their spring roll to see what's in there. Cabbage, some onions. They were guessing onions, and yeah, they were right. There's some onions in there. Not as crunchy as the last place we went to. Yeah. The last two places, actually, I think their spring rolls was a little more crunchier. It could be that the other food was sitting on top of it that whole time, and maybe made it a little soggier than it could have been. But all right, crab rangoon. Now, we were guessing whether this is actually any crab in there, and we're saying there's no crab in there, and we're right. It's just cream cheese. So I don't know why they call it crab rangoon when there's no crab. Okay, so what else do we have here? This feels like it's some type of part of the squid. Again, the fried squid. The problem is when everything's fried, everything's in some type of batter and fried, it's very hard to tell when you first pick it up what it actually is. All right, making decisions as to what to eat next. Another squid. You might have noticed I like eating squid. These are more squid pieces. Yeah, I took quite a bit of it. Got to take advantage of it when you can. All right, let's see if this beef is any good. And it's a little chewy. This may be the only vegetable piece of the whole thing. Zucchini. And a mushroom. A crying little kid in the background there. All right, this is a blue crab. Now, they cooked it whole, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the legs to make it a little bit easier to access. And yeah, I'm not going to bother with the claws or anything like that. That's too hard. So I'm just going to chew into the body and spit out the shell. It's not the cleanest way to eat it, but you know, I'm just kind of moving along just to get the flavoring of what there is there. Yeah, I know it's not the most graceful looking thing on camera, but hey, it's a Chinese buffet. This is what you're going to get, all right? I actually like blue crabs a lot. I cook it up myself as well. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, it's very easy to do. What I do is I have an outside burner with a huge wok, like a 22-inch wok, and then I cook it all outside. Yeah, keeps the smell and everything out of your house. Cook outside. It's a lot easier that way. All right, so we're pretty much done with this. And we go through quite a bit of napkins, but the first napkins they give are heavy duty, and then there's a whole bunch of smaller napkins you have on the table. All right, this is the sesame ball. They have red bean on the inside. Yay! Yeah, it's good. It reminds me of the last place we did, and they had red bean inside there too. Okay. All right, more napkins. I think I am done on this first plate. Now, I'm going to go out and get a second plate, but it's going to be exact same things, but a lot less of it. So to spare you, I'm going to skip that section, okay? And then we'll do the Mongolian grill after that, all right? Sit tight. All right, so let's go ahead and walk over and get the Mongolian barbecue grill. Now, the other places called it a hibachi grill, but this one they're calling it a Mongolian grill. So I will get my tip ready to give to the guy. Yeah, this is a fairly large buffet, as you can tell. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to grab a plate. And then we're going to choose the things that we want. So we're going to get a little bit of beef. We're going to skip the chicken. We'll get some pork. And they have some type of sausage here. Don't know what kind of sausage it is, but I'll take one of those just to see what it is. We'll get some shrimp. And I don't know what the other pieces was that I grabbed first. I thought that was shrimp at first, but it was something else. And then the noodles, of course. I'm not going to overfill it. I'm so full already as it is. I'll get one egg. Now, the only reason I'm doing this is because we did the other places that have a hibachi grill. I wanted to see what the taste differences were. But I am so stuffed at this point. Now, I also grabbed a secondary plate that I didn't show you on camera. It was a lot smaller. It's probably a quarter of the size of the stuff that I took, but it was the same things, so you really don't need to see it again, okay? Bean sprouts, some pea pods. And then you get to choose the sauce that you like. They want you to put it in a plastic container because he's going to put that in at the end. So he doesn't choose the ones that you want. You pick the ones you like. So to be safe, I just picked the thing that says Mongolian sauce. I don't know what's in a Mongolian sauce, but that's what we're getting, all right? They have hot sauces and all sorts of different types of things there. So I'm just taking what I've taken before in the past. So he's putting up the oil there for mine. Put the tip in there when he sees it. That's the way to do it. All right, I'm going to take the camera off my body and just going to put it on the tripod, handheld tripod. And we'll just watch him cook for a while. All right, so now he's finalizing my items. All right, Let's bring it back to the table. There's a lot more food than I really need. But again, the problem is if you're going to have them make this, you got to make a certain quantity. All right, let's try this. You can see how big the plate is already. I'm going to finish the whole thing. Like I said, I don't waste food. So if I got it, I'm finishing it. Now, I did my best to get everybody else to take some, but nobody wanted any, which meant it's all mine. I said that there is some charred bits in here. I think he needs to clean the grill off a little bit more so it doesn't happen, but the charred bits does add some flavor to it. So interestingly, although I do see the charred bits, it's not so bad. So between the 3 hibachi grill type things that we've done, the first place was the hibachi grill in Elk Grove. Then we went to the other place with Daughter Wright. And then we also went to this one. Of them, I would say this one's better. Okay, it's time to get some dessert. Now, they're not known for desserts at Chinese buffets. We'll grab a plate, and let's take this cream thing, and let's take this coconut item. Is there anything else? I recognize that coffee thing. No, I've got to avoid certain items because of the diabetes, so I'm not going to take it. And there's nobody there to give ice cream, so I can't get that. I think I'll just take one of these cookie things that I had last time at the other place. Yeah, they all seem to have very similar things, you know, when they have desserts. So, yeah, okay. We'll walk back and let's try the... Well, we already know what this tastes like because we had one of these at the other place. It's flaky, it's got sugar on it, it's sweet. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, the ice cream though, sometimes they'll have things like green tea ice cream or red bean ice cream, some things that are slightly different than your standard ice cream, but I didn't see anyone there to scoop it. They even have cotton candy for the kids. Well, okay, if you're an adult, you can get a cotton candy too, because I've seen people before in the past ask for a cotton candy as an adult. So, and I can't do that, of course, that's all sugar, so I can't do that. All right, let's try this coconut cookie. See how this one is. They want to take a photo. All right. Okay, let me pose here with my cookie. They're doing a selfie with the whole group there. All right, there, good. All right, now let's have the cookie. It's a coconut cookie, you know, typical things. But hey, better than nothing, I guess. I am so full, I'm telling you. I've had so much to eat here. Like I said, I had a secondary plate. I didn't even show it to you on the video, but it was a very small amount. I didn't take that much. I knew I was going to do the hibachi stuff too, so I kind of limited on that second plate because the first plate was so huge. Okay, I'm back in the car and it's raining. Well, let me give you my final thoughts on Royal Buffet. Well, I've been to Royal Buffet many, many times. Nothing really changes. It's always the same things that they offer. But in comparison to the other buffets we've gone to just recently, so that would be Super China Buffet in Schaumburg, Hibachi Grill in, where's Hibachi Grill? Elk Grove Village. And Shiki Buffet in, where are they in? I don't know. I'll put a graphic up wherever they are. And then this one here, Royal Buffet in Schaumburg. This one takes the prize, of course. it is a more expensive buffet. We did get a senior discount, and I think they said it was a $2 discount for the senior discount. Move over a little bit here. What road is this? I gotta see where we're at. No, we'll keep going. Okay, and no, Royal Buffet is the best of them all. Nothing's changed. It's pretty much the same as it has been for all these years. But as you can see from the selections of food, it's a lot of seafood. Yeah, if you're a seafood person, that's the place to go. I mean, they had blue crabs this time. Sometimes they don't have the crabs, but they had blue crabs this time. I only took one because it's a lot harder to deal with. I had a lot of things that you may not even want to try. Yeah, chicken feet, pig's feet, which you might want to call pig's trotters. They sometimes call it. They try to make things sound better than it is. It's pig's feet, right? Okay, now this stuff might gross you out, but you know, for any traditional Chinese person who eats at regular restaurants, this is not unusual. Okay, you can go to a dim sum restaurant, you can order that stuff too, because they'll have it available. I don't pass on those things simply because I don't get it that often, and I actually like it. So yeah, Royal Buffet was good. Thank you to my brother-in-law. It was his birthday, but he got up and paid for everybody. So that's even better, right? We said, next time you have another birthday, we'll take you out again. Yeah, you paid for the whole thing. We got to keep going. Yeah, so thank you to him and you know, several of my relatives on Mrs. Wright's side. Okay, these are all the people who are retired. So yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, I would highly recommend Royal Buffet. Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, it is the best ones that we have in the general area. So if you're looking for something that's really different and you're adventurous, yeah, try Royal. So anyways, that's my review of the Royal Buffet. Highly recommended. A little more costly, but you know, you get what you pay for. All right, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys next time.